Hi, this is Dr. Jacqueline from the Wellness Trinity, and I am going to do a product review on Detox-N-Cleanse. As you can see on the label, this is good for colon health, for cellular health, and in general, this is something I use with all my heavy metal detoxes. What are heavy metals? Well, they're in chemicals, they're in pesticides, they're in the air, they're in our food, they're everywhere. And it is really hard at this point in life to not be exposed to them. For the most part, we all have heavy metal exposure. And even as much as we detox, we still need to detox because we are constantly exposed to these things. So this is something that it has been created with. It's a really good formula. I like it a lot because it has a lot of the main types of chelators is what they're called. What they do is they claw onto the heavy metals and pull them out. And then what it has is binders. So we have chelators such as cilantro, chlorella, wheatgrass. Those are really good again at pulling out the toxic metals from the cells. And this is why it's good for cellular health. Now, have you ever seen your cells with me? Some of you have. Maybe some of you have seen them with other people that do nutritional microscopy. Sometimes people's cells will be all rigid. So we call that oxidative stress. Now there's other terms like acanthocytes or poikilocytes. But in general, what's happening is that toxins are ruining the cellular shape. So they're not normal circular cells. So once we're able to kind of go in and clean house with the binders, with the chelators, then we have things in here, certain ingredients that you'll see called binders. Binders, once you take the toxic chemicals and heavy metals outside of the cell, what they do is dissolve the heavy metals and then they eliminate them from the body. So this helps to not redistribute the toxic metals in different places in your body. Those include modified citrus pectin, you'll see that right here, and apple pectin is going to be on the top over here in this area. And then the other thing I love is that it has slippery elm. Slippery elm is really good for leaky gut. And leaky gut, as we just kind of explained how the cells work, it starts with leaky cells. So to reiterate, leaky gut starts with leaky cells. And if you can imagine, when the cells have that oxidative stress, so the cells are rigidity and different shapes around the edges, they're going to be leaking. And they're also not going to be absorbing all the nutrients and oxygen into and out of the cells. So that's why something like slippery elm is really good to just kind of heal and seal that leaky gut. So if you feel like you have any type of heavy metal exposure, we all do again, but if you have, maybe you might be in a job or use a lot of aluminum products, deodorants, even our cookware, we can get heavy metal exposure. So there's a lot of things that you got to take in consider when you're trying to get healthy, and think about where maybe I'm getting some metals from. And once we discover that, we do a hair mineral test. Actually, usually we discover these things over a period of time of working with each other. But at some point we do a hair mineral test and then we figure out specifically what you're dealing with. And then, like I said, this is a good base. And then on top of that, once we figure out the heavy metals that you're dealing with, then we'll go ahead and customize the program to pull out those metals with the specific types of vitamins and minerals that also work in conjunction to pull out those specific metals. So each metal has different types of antagonists, is what they're called. So you increase those, then you decrease the toxic metal. So that's why we also need an abundance of minerals. So we'll talk about that in another video, but if you are definitely exposed to toxic metals, then we need to do a hair mineral analysis, and then at some point we will be taking Detox-N-Cleanse. Of course, consult your medical provider or natural health professional to understand how to use these products in the proper way, and also to see which type of supplements are going to complement this detox with you, and also to prepare you so that you can have a successful detox, because not everybody's ready to detox right away. Thank you.